GoFundMe has pulled the plug on a fundraiser set up for a man charged with reckless manslaughter. Michael Gaffney is accused in the death of 19-year-old Frances Victoria Garcia, who was found unresponsive early Saturday in a car at a Hackensack parking garage. Gaffney's family launched the GoFundMe campaign to raise money for his defense, but the site shut down the page. Police say Gaffney was with Garcia at the time of her death, and an autopsy determined she died of compression injuries to her neck. Gaffney and Garcia reportedly had had rough sex in the car. GoFundMe cited a policy against raising money for legal defense involving violent crimes. Let's bring in tonight's A-plus panel. We're joined by Afia Yunus, immigration attorney. Good to see you, Afia.
You too, Bill.
And Jeanette Hoffman, Republican strategist. Good to see you, Jeanette.
Thanks, Bill.
Jeanette, I'll start with you on this. I spent a lot of time on the morning show talking about this, that I think this is a huge mistake. I mean, is GoFundMe presuming that the guy's guilty? Isn't everyone entitled to a defense?
Everyone is entitled to a defense. You're absolutely right on that, Bill. But GoFundMe, everyone's doesn't have a constitutional right to use a GoFundMe page. They're a private company. They can decide if they don't want certain people on their page. So I totally agree with GoFundMe, actually.
I think these social media platforms are way too big now to just pass off as a private company. Seems to me there's a fairness here, and if they want the protection of being a platform that they're not responsible, shouldn't they be forced at some level to open it up to everybody and be equal?
I mean, Bill, are you suggesting that the government should get involved?
I am. Yes, I am. I think this is grossly unfair. Who is GoFundMe to decide, what crimes constitute something legitimate for you to raise money for a defense?
It's an interesting question we as a society are really up against on with Facebook and Google and Amazon just being these juggernauts. And, the government is kind of teetering on whether they should actually implement some type of controls, and this is one of those examples.
So, Jeanette, to that point, I understand your private property, and I get that. Can they, on one hand, get the protection from the government being a platform that they can't be sued for their content? Right. On the other hand, then they want to control content. Well, can you really have both?
Look, there's been a lot of controversies with GoFundMe. I mean, they've been in trouble before when, you remember the homeless man and that whole scandal with a couple. I mean, I think they need to be protective. I think it's a fine line you walk here with regulation, and you're talking about Facebook and Twitter and a lot of these companies. I think the FCC needs to kind of figure out where that regulation needs to go.
I also think there's a value in presumed innocence, and I think we have gone far away from that. People judging guilty just on accusations.
Right.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Looking so blue today, Bill.
How about that?